everybody, and welcome to your Mama and Them's favorite racing league. That's the Bluegrass Truck Series here on BSRN and Bluegrass TV. Man, I'm glad to be here tonight with you guys here at Daytona International Speedway for the cutoff race for the playoffs in this particular series. It's been a great season, a lot of fun that's been going on the last couple weeks. It's been a lot of fun for me getting to know these folks, and tonight we're really going to get intimate as we have well over 35 trucks here tonight that are going to be as close as they possibly can all night long. 75 laps here at Daytona. It's going to be a wild one here tonight. Thank y'all for joining us. If you haven't, like and subscribe, make sure you do that over there at the V-Speed Racing Network and also Bluegrass TV. So if you're at V-Speed, go over to Bluegrass. If you're at Bluegrass, go over to BSRN and share the love. But glad to have y'all tonight, man. It's going to be an interesting race here tonight. Take a look at the point standings as we get to this cutoff race. Daniel Cunningham, all but has locked up the regular season championship with Peyton Hubbard, 45. He's just had a miserable last couple of races. Would like to get that back on track. And but that 4 wins got to be really, really strong for him. You got to feel pretty good for Peyton Hubbard going into the playoffs. But yeah, you can see there around 16th place, David Sheets has got a nice little 20-point gap to Daniel Worthington, but winning you're in, baby. So we might see a winner up there. So if you're David Sheets, you got to be thinking about that all race long. Only 3 points ahead of Kenneth McCullough there. And so want to get out of that 16th position because somebody who is outside of that wins. Take a look at the track information. We know Daytona. I don't know why you even have this, but let's take a look at it. Of course, you know Daytona Beach, Florida, 2.5 mile super speedway. We all know Daytona. We've been here so many times, but offers some of the best racing here in the truck. Says it's a little bit tighter than Talladega, but you can see 1 or 2 lanes and definitely 3 lanes at some point, especially when business starts picking up. We're going to see that all night long. So trucks put on some of the best super speedway racing right behind, I'd say, the 87 cars. So expecting to see that here tonight. But, let's talk to your regular season champion as he has been able to, he's 45 points to the good. I imagine he's going to make it as the champion even after tonight, no matter what happens. Daniel Cunningham, how you feeling tonight?
Not too bad. How's it going tonight, Eddie?
Good. Well, congratulations on that regular season champ. I'm going to go ahead and crown you, even though it's not official. But and they don't give out trophies for regular season champ. But, hey, it sure is nice to be that and show that you've had a really good season and have a nice gap going into the playoffs. But after this, everything resets. It's kind of a nice race for you. You kind of help your teammates the best you can. But then moving into the playoffs, tell me how you're feeling and the confidence there.
Yeah, I think, as far as like with regular season championship, I know we do get the playoff point bonus. I don't have it completely wrapped yet. I think I got to finish like 30th to wrap it up no matter what Peyton does tonight. But, it's definitely been nice to have the finishes all season. I think Peyton's probably been a little faster on overall pace throughout the season with the wins that he's had. But, it's really just looking at the rounds earlier tonight. My first thought was, man, I got to just try to survive some of these. Like we got Talladega in the first round. I think the second round is like Bristol and the Charlotte Roval. So you got 2 kind of wild card races in there. So, definitely a lot that can happen, but there's some tracks I like on there. I love Bristol. New Hampshire's a lot of fun. And I've got a really good teammate that I can rely on when it comes to Homestead for the finale. So hopefully we can make it there.
Well, there you have it. I'm going to let you go as we're getting gridded up. So good luck tonight, Daniel.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Eddie.
Get him back to his channel. Daniel Cunningham, you're what is likely to be the regular season champ, but just had a really good last couple races that's helped him out quite a bit. But let's go ahead and get into the starting grid here tonight. And see who's going to start on the pole. David Sheets in that 16th position. Look at him taking the top spot. And Kenneth McCullough right behind him. So you got 15th and 16th in points right there on the front row. Doing what they got to do to get into the playoffs. I love it. Starting in row number 2 is Christopher McCullough and David Brackett. Starting 5th, John Mollahan and Wes Wiggin in 6th position. Eric Parks in 7th, Michael Robinson in 8th. 9th is going to be Jim Kaufman and Michaela Steffs going to be there in 10th. In 11th, Stephen Page And in 12th, Chad Ross. Daniel Cunningham going to start in the 13th position with Jeremiah Hobbs there in the 14th position. Starting in 15th, Daniel Worthington, and 16th is Carlton Charles. Starting in 17th, Ron Morris Jr. and Brian Terry starting in 18th. 19th, Lucas Lyons. 20th, Jeremy Vaughn. We got a lot of trucks here tonight. Thomas Hall in 21st position. Dakota Shepard in 22nd. 23rd, Barrett Morton. Alex Healy in the 24th spot. 25th, last week's winner or a couple weeks winner. I think last week's winner, Sean Kaiser and Bobby Hall Jr. Adrian Loya and Drew Pearl in the 28th position. 29th, Keith Hackney. And 30th, Cody Anderson. Outside was top 16, looking to maybe get a win tonight and get himself into the playoffs. 31st, Dustin Ronstedel and Travis Twitty in the 32nd position. 33rd, Peyton Hubbard. Second place in points. Casey Ryback in the 34th. 35th is Michael Cole. 36th, Derek Puckett. And that rounds out the grid. Man, we knocked it out of the park. Got it right on the music. I like to see that. But as they get ready to roll here, we'll talk a little bit about the race analysis here. And the music starts back up. We don't want to do that. The VSRN race analysis, NASCAR Crafts and Trucks, fixed set up 75 laps, stage break on 25. So a lot of guys going to be racing hard. David Sheets, Kenneth McCullough, both those guys going to be really fighting hard. But the biggest thing is going to be that no faster pair, man. You cannot make a mistake. And if you're caught up early, that could be the end of your night. So we're gonna see some guys and gals be patient, run in the back, try to stay out of trouble. But those who need points, they got to get up there and get those stage points, especially if you're the top two up here. So we're gonna see some mix of aggressiveness, but also some guys and gals just hanging out, taking their time, trying to dodge the wrecks. We got a lot of cars, 36 trucks here tonight. That is a lot. So the variables go way up on accidents. It could happen at any moment. Thank you all for watching, enjoying broadcasting here. Let's see who we have on the webcams tonight. As we had Travis Twitty, but it looks like his cam has actually gone away, so we don't have anybody on the cameras tonight. Getting ready to go green here. 75 laps here in Daytona. Who is going to get themselves locked into the playoffs? Barney's got the green flag in hand, and green flag is out here in Bluegrass Truck Series. Of lap number 2, Kenneth McCullough is going to have a slight edge over David Sheets there on the outside. The outside line is already starting to move. You can see it being aggressive. It's important that those guys stay right on the back bumper. If you're the second in line, those guys are going to be the most important. They're going to be the MVPs here tonight. So whenever you see somebody win the race, it's going to be because somebody in this second lane is going to be the reason why. As that second lane just has all the power and how the lanes work out. Now you want to be as tight as possible, especially when money's on the line. And so you want to kind of make sure your whole line is tight. You don't want to be too spread out. But the second cars in line, they're the ones who control the pushes. They have to be careful to not heat their motors up. But those guys are going to be the superstars. So whenever you see somebody second in line, they're the ones that are controlling this race. The ones out front, they're just holding it wide open and make it around. So tonight, probably what we're going to see because of that is some bad pushes. We are internet racing. Even in real life, these guys move around. They get a little bit loose. Something doesn't go right, and you catch that bumper at the wrong place, and that driver ends up going down to the inside wall or up into the outside. So be watching. for that here tonight. But right now, the lane's kind of going back and forth like a pendulum. The top line gets the run down the straightaway, but then the bottom kind of improves there in the corners. But you can see that there, Kenneth McCullough, David Sheets controlling the lanes. They know what they have to do for their point situation, trying to make it into the round of 16. But so far, quiet. Everybody just minding their business. Now there's, I'll admit, I'd like to know what team everybody's on. So I'm gonna do my best guess throughout the race to figure out who's on what team based on how much they work together. But not too sure who's on teams at this point. But we'll do our best. But Kenneth McCullough going to take over the top spot. He's going to drop down in front of David Sheets, and that's going to give him sole control of the lead in that 06 Georgia Bulldogs Chevrolet. As he's going to drop down to the bottom, he's going to leave can't see exactly who that is just yet. 38 of David Brackett out there to lead that top line. You start to see, I mean, as soon as that driver pulled off, that line sort of broke up here. You can see the top line, just lots of gaps up there. And now that 88 of West Wiggin is now the most important driver on that line. He's getting right to the back of that 38 machine. As, oh, somebody's going down to the inside. Looks like a couple drivers electing to fall back. It's just like the 29 here. Oh, 29 Travis Twitty, who is multiple laps down, may have had a connection issue. I think he might have, as he's really slow on the track. But he is 4 laps down at this moment. Now, right in front, you can kind of see these folks that are just hanging out the back, trying to be patient, stay away from the wrecks. Peyton Hubbard, one of those drivers, as he is trying to just be smart here, hang around in the back. You see the pack way up in front. You see he's in 30th. What they're trying to do is just hang on to that draft and see how. You got to be careful, you don't want to lose the draft, but hang on the draft, stay away from that big pack, try to stay away from any kind of early exits here tonight. Up front, David Brackett's got that 38 machine rolling with the help of Wes Wiggin and that 88 Fanatec machine up on the outside, and you see the 8 of Michael Robinson. They're pushing as well, so the top line is definitely organized pretty well, but the bottom is too. But it only takes the first 3-4 rows for a line to be fast, and so you kind of see that there right now. You see that white truck, West Wiggin, kind of bouncing back. Not real sure, you know. You see him kind of moving around in that bumper. It's right there in that right rear corner. That's a scary thing to do right there. That could be disastrous here early on. Right back to the back bumper, you can kind of see just the back and forth motion, but once you get that under control, it's not so bad at all. But still, side by side, Kenneth McCullough leading that bottom line, and has been able to lead quite a few laps here, but David Sheets continues to push that top side forward, and now he's got about almost a car length out front here. Now what does he do? Does he do the same thing? As he's getting a big push, he is well out ahead, but it seems like him and Wes Wiggin working together, maybe teammates, is David Brackett electing not to pull down in front of that lane. You see that a lot, especially in official races, as these guys want to get that push from the top side, drop down to the bottom, and take that spot, and it just continues to cycle around as they sort of keep doing that over and over again. It's sort of a weird thing that happens, but you know, there is some value in controlling both lanes. Now the top side going to get broke up. So there is a lap truck there coming around. It looks like Alex Healy in that 97 machine. See the pack catching everybody on the top side, just moving out of the way, allowing him to everybody to get around him. That can be dangerous. Sometimes people just aren't ready for 3-wide situations. Yeah, then that really killed the top side momentum. Not really sure what happened to Alex, but he is now a lap down. He can get the licky dog, though, if he needs to. He's going to slide in towards the back of that top line. But up front, it is now single file all the way back as Kenneth McCullough doesn't have anything to worry about. It's got David Sheets right on the back bumper. We're racing to lap 25, so I expect to see it pick up here. Who is going to move out of that bottom line? At what point do they move out? Now, a lot of times in these races, what you'll see is is sort of alliances formed with other teams. You've got your team of 4 or 5 drivers and you build these alliances because at Daytona, Talladega, numbers are everything. And if you have the most numbers, you have control of the race and you are likely to win. Now, it doesn't guarantee anything, but when you come down to pit road for your green flag pit stops, that's going to make a big difference. Usually 1 or 2 get lost in the coming down pit road, maybe not make it out, have a mistake. So the more numbers you have, the better opportunity you have to come out with a big pack and be able to maintain that lead up front. The 4 cars up front starting to break away. That's Kenneth McCullough, David Sheets, Christopher McCullough, and John Mollahan there in the 0-2. But you see David Brackett starting to make that top side work a little bit here as he's coming off of turn 4. He's got to hit a steam. Oh, we got pit stops already happening. Pit stops. That front group, you got to get slowed down. Let's see if we have any issues. Everybody gets down on pit road pretty well, so pretty successful pit road entry there for those drivers. So your first group of people coming down pit road to get 4 tires and fuel, and that's going to give the lead out to like Bobby Hall Jr. As we got 3 lanes. That kind of broke everything up. There's contact going on back here. The 51, I can't tell who that is, but we're going to have a caution here. 51 of Peyton Hubbard goes around. No caution, though. We stay green after that. Not really sure what happened. Still no caution. To see it slow on the track, but Peyton Hubbard having a big issue here. Let's take a look at it on the picture-in-picture and see exactly what happened to him here. If somebody just gets a little bit out of shape, and they're back here running single file, so I'm surprised. Like somebody just checked up on the track. Who was that? They get into the wall. The number 3 goes up, tags the wall, and comes down and hits Peyton Hubbard. But, yeah, it looks like Casey Ryback had some sort of issue. We'll rewind it real quick. But coming off the corner here, he's just going to check up. And cause a big mess there. But we stay green, so that's a good thing. As right now, Lucas Lyons has the lead here on lap 13. When will they come down pit road? Obviously, they don't have enough fuel to make it very far. We'll see what the fuel is. I don't think I was given that information. 50% on the fuel limit, so that is a very small fuel tank for sure. That's really going to break up the field. I mean, I think Peyton Hubbard obviously was expecting a caution there, but just didn't get it. Sometimes iRacing, you can't really tell when they're going to throw cautions or not. Some tracks, you can get sideways, they'll throw a caution, and then some tracks you can spin around with a 4-car pile, no issues. It stays green, so. Right now, Lucas Lyons, Sean Kaiser, Daniel Cunningham, Barrett Morton, teammates for sure. Those 4 are going to be working together all night long, staying out on track. And we'll see if they're able to come down pit road now. David Sheets, Kenneth McCullough, Christopher McCullough there in a little 4-car breakaway in the 10th position. They're 30 seconds back. They took fuel only, obviously, on that pit stop. It's a lot quicker than taking 4 tires. You don't really need to take tires here at Daytona. So fuel is the way to go. They're running in 11th position. And they are slowly catching those guys up front. So we'll see what these guys decide to do, as they're going to have to come pit pretty soon here. It looks like they are right now. Your leader, Lucas Lyons, Sean Kaiser, and this whole group's going to come down pit road. Everybody gets on the pit road without much issue. Fuel only will be the call for these guys to get right back on track. Now the question is, as you see David Sheets coming around turn 4 now, will they make it out in time? I think they'll blend right around each other. Exiting pit road now is the JC Motorsports driver. You see blowing by him on the top side on the track. So this group, John Mollahan and David Sheets. Oh, as it comes, oh my goodness, a lap truck. The 91 there at the last minute. John moves out of the line there and almost scared me. That was Michael Cole there. He's a lap down. Alex Healy did not like to see that because now that's the first driver as David Sheets blinks out a little bit. But after that, these guys were able to pull off, just the 5 of them were able to pull off a 7.8 second gap coming in early than the JC Motorsports entries. And it's obviously because they didn't have to take as much fuel. They were able to take 7 seconds of fuel versus Daniel Cunningham, Brent Morton. Those guys had to take 8, so that's a full second on pit road. And then they have just been running nose to tail since they come out of pit road, not really battling, so that helps them continue to push that momentum and run as fast as possible, and that's why they have a massive lead here. It will not last as they're going to run to the stage, but going to be extremely important for these guys, especially right around the cutoff, to get those points. David Sheets now taking the lead from John Mollahan. Looks like it was obviously done on purpose. So David Sheets, he wins this stage. He's going to get those extremely valuable stage points to help push him forward up into the top 15. So a great strategy so far by this team. I'll get the team names one of these days, but right now, whatever team David Sheets. But a great strategy by these guys. They're doing a great job. I mean, strategy is a big part. It's probably my favorite thing about Daytona Talladega restrictor plate tracks is that you have to work together with your teammates, your friends, your buddies. You even have to work with people you may not even like that much or don't love to hang around with. But it's just cool to have work with somebody else other than just you. You're gonna see some lap traffic up here. Peyton Hubbard there on that top line as they're running side by side. They're gonna split the middle. David Sheets is. That's the 113 of Daniel Worthington and Peyton Hubbard that are going a lap down. Daniel Worthington 1 lap down. Peyton Hubbard now going down 2. But continuing to run nose to tail. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that these 4 are on the same team. So we'll go back here though. We got this big old pack. This is the pack of cars that have all blended back together. Leading the way here on the 25 on the top side is Lucas Lyons, the 41 of Jim Kaufman there. This is for 6th on back as they try to run these guys down, but they are losing time. Thankfully, they'll have the stage break, but they're losing time to these other drivers as they're running side by side. So if you needed stage points and you're in this group right here, you're probably punching the air right now. You're going to be fighting for pennies on the dollar. Going back up front, Christopher McCullough in the 04 is taking over the top spot. So I don't know if they're trading for laps led. Be interested to be able to listen into the radio. I could jump in their channel and listen to their comms, but I don't think they would like that. Nobody consented to that. But I'd be interested to know what they're doing as far as strategy goes. Are they swapping for, how hot their motors are getting? Are they trying to get everybody a lap lead? I'm not real sure, but they're definitely swapping positions every 5 laps or so. It's interesting to see that be played out. I think if you're any of the other drivers in the field, I think you're watching this front group and going, okay, so what did they do and what do we need to do better next time, because it's a pretty massive lead. They're continuing to push that lead forward, as you see another swap here for the lead as the 0-2 of John Mollahan going back out front. They just have about 3 laps once they hit the line to the stage, and this front group is lapping a half a second a lap faster than this pack back here. So they're doing a fantastic job. Let's go back and check this pack. See some side-by-side racing with these lines dropping down to the bottom. Jim Kaufman going to get right to the back bumper. You can see just the back and forth from the front bumper to the back bumper of Jim Kaufman and Lucas Lyons. That's a scary thing. And you see the 49 of Michaela Steff is pushing on the back bumper of that second car in line, truck in line, Jim Kaufman. A lot of times what you'll see is that third truck in line trying to push and be aggressive. What you find out is the momentum transfer just doesn't work in that third truck. So a lot of times it's for nothing and can cause that second truck in line to get out of shape and kind of be sandwiched in the middle as Jim Kaufman sticks his nose out there front straightaway. But a great race so far. No cautions just yet. And I wish I wouldn't have said that. Probably just jinxed them here. But we had a wreck. We had an incident towards the back of the pack. Peyton Hubbard trying to stay out of trouble, and trouble just finds him in the last few weeks. He's just been on the struggle bus. And he is now having another terrible race after having such a great season. He's just riding in the back trying to stay out of trouble, and truck gets into the wall and somebody shakes up really hard, and now he finds himself way back in 31st place, 2 laps down. All right, what should be the final lap here in the stage? Pits are closed. They cannot come down pit road here. And right now, David Sheets out front. Will they battle for the stage win, or do they have it all planned out how they want it to go? David Sheets definitely right there on the cutoff. If he can get this stage win, that could be extremely important to him, making sure that, hey, a new winner is not going to kick me out of the playoffs. They come off of turn 4, and with a great strategy call, looks like David Sheets is going to win the first stage here at Daytona. Well, I said he won the stage. They might race to the end of the lap, so we'll see. Maybe they'll go one more. Hey, I'm still learning. Y'all give me a break. Still running single file. Don't see anybody stepping out at the moment. We'll see if they come to line. This should be the stage break here as they cross the line for 25. Just depends on how you do it. Some leagues do it right at 25, and some do it at the end of it. Bluegrass does it at the end of it. David Sheets, your winner of stage 1, going to get those stage points that he needs, and that's going to be a big boost to that 06 machine and McCullough Motorsports. Back here, some 12 seconds starting with Wes Wiggin. 12 seconds behind that front little pack, so I would imagine the stage break saved a lot of guys' races right there, as that's going to change the way they do the strategy moving forward. You don't want to go too far if you can help it. Now, when we go back green, we're probably going to have about 45 laps to go, so that's a couple pit stops we're still going to have to do if we stay green. About 15 to 16 laps on fuel is what they can do, so. As far as people that have been able to move up through the field, Sean Kaiser, a winner here in the Truck Series. He is up 18 spots from where he started. So he started at the back, probably didn't qualify if I had to guess, and just slowly moved his way up towards the front. Barrett Morton, his teammate, and Bobby Hall Jr. all in double digits as they moved up through the field. Daniel Worthington falling back 12 spots. Michael Robinson also back 10 spots. It really doesn't matter at this point. I think the only thing that really, it's really dangerous is being a lap or two down. And that's Michael Cole, Daniel Worthington, Dustin Reinstedel, Alex Healy, Peyton Hubbard, Casey Ryback, Adrian Loya, and Travis Twitty. All those guys, and Derek Puckett, multiple laps down. So Michael Cole will get the lucky dog here and get to go around the field, but going to be a lot of fighting for that lucky dog as we go forward. Pit road, though open, obviously going to come down and get fuel. Will anybody take tires? I don't see a whole lot of value in tires, even at Daytona. I know a lot of people talk about Daytona and handling, but I just don't think that's something that these guys are going to be worried about here tonight. But they're going to take tires. It looks like, will they take 2 or 4? We'll see. Looks like 4 tires is going to be the call for the front runners. Nope, just 2. My goodness. Christopher McCullough was sideways coming off pit road, but David Sheets going to win the battle off pit road and be able to hold on to that top spot. You see the rest of the drivers coming off pit road. Let's see if we can talk to David Sheets here and see what he thinks. We'll talk to him real quick. David Sheets, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, congratulations on that stage win. Just executed perfectly by McCullough Motorsports, and you were able to get that win and kind of give you a little bit of breathing room at that 16th position. Talk a little bit about that strategy, working with your team, and being able to take that stage win by, y'all almost had 12 seconds over that pack that was about 6th on back.
Yeah, that was just great teamwork. We had a plan, try to pit as early as we could, and work this thing backwards and try to get to the stage. Definitely knew I needed all the points I can get, so trying to get me out front, get a stage win was huge. Maybe we can bring this thing home in victory lane and not have to worry about points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's numero uno. Well, you checked off the first little box of what you needed to accomplish tonight. Going forward, how are you going to attack? Are you going to be aggressive, or are you going to start to kind of drop back a little bit? What's your plan moving forward for the rest of this race?
I want to stay up front if we can to try to stay out of the mess, but if things start getting crazy right around us, we'll probably drop back and stay out of the trouble. We got to finish the race.
That's right. Well, congratulations on that stage win. I'm very impressive by your teammates, and good luck to you the rest of the race there, David.
All right, appreciate it.
David Sheets, man, with the stage win, just incredible. I tell you, that's what I was talking about. Just love to see these guys working together with their teammates. It's so much fun. Everybody's always out for themselves most of the time, and so to be able to get in there and work with your folks and make a strategy and work together, it's like you're playing a team sport, with these tracks, and that just, man, that makes it a lot of fun. You feel like you're accomplishing stuff together, and it just makes it a lot of fun. As far as plate racing, it could be frustrating just having to deal with the sort of the roll the dice of it all, where, hey, I don't know how it's going to play out. One wrong move by somebody that kind of falls asleep at the wheel, and you end up in a big wreck, and you really can't do anything about it sometimes. And so plate racing can be frustrating, but like I said, being able to kind of strategize, just it's a different skill set. You kind of see guys that maybe run mid-pack towards the back, and you put them on a plate track, and you think, well, okay, everybody's got speed at a plate track, but it does take a specific skill set that some guys just have. And there's a couple of them I can think of off the top of my head from other leagues that, man, when you put them on a plate track, they just come alive, and they're just an animal out there. So, I think we're seeing some of that up front here, especially in the first stage. All right, I'm going to click over to lap 30 when we take the green flag here. Not that many laps to go, just going to be about 45 to the end of this thing. So a couple pit stops if we stay green. But but I just can't imagine that's going to happen. Not now at this moment. Everybody is usually, they've got the patience to wait a little bit, but after these stages, after a caution, I think the intensity is going to pick up. Green flag is out here for David Sheets. Immediately the 04 gets down. You see that teamwork. That's that difference at these plate tracks, that organization working together, that makes all the difference. I'm going to be a broken record, but you're going to see the success come from that right there. So whoever can work together the best, I mean, they're going to win this race, because right now these guys at McCullough Motorsports are setting the tone and they're setting the bar extremely high, and you're going to have to beat them with a crew of drivers. See if anybody pulls out. Looks like Wes Wiggin had his nose out there for just a moment, but nobody really pulling out. To see a second line forming about I don't know, 12 cars back. It's far back. Like the 38 of David Brackett loves that high line. It seems like she'll get to the back bumper of Michael Robinson and push that Black Rifle Coffee truck towards the front. They got a long way to go, though, to get back up there. You see the momentum that they're going to have. Oh, he's going to get turned. David Brackett, the number 10 machine. They make contact, and they're spinning down the backstretch, but no, that's Jeremiah Hobbs. No caution, though, as they make contact. And we're going to see what happened. We'll take a look at it here on the picture-in-picture as we're still racing. No cautions. As we'll take a look, you'll see the 10 and David Brackett up there. We'll see what happens with the 10. I don't know if he thought, oh, a net code from the 13. 13 net coded into the 10, which turned him up into Brackett, and they go spinning, but we stay green as we continue to watch this lead pack that is now just a singular line all the way back. And it's funny how it works in real life versus on the sim. Everybody just willing to sit and ride in line, and that could be, you know, especially when we're just trying to kind of click laps off. But especially after something like that happens, you really want to be careful and just get to the end. Once you get to the end, these trucks allow for big pushes, big runs, and so you want to be in the race. Only just the one line, and just sort of towards the back, somebody's up running the top side, but it doesn't seem to be a very aggressive run. No fast repair is just the biggest thing. Normally in these leagues, you'll have one fast repair, and so guys will kind of be more aggressive knowing they have that in the holster. But here, in a money league, you do not have that fast repair, so you can't lean on that. We haven't seen anybody really need that. No big wrecks. It's just been people missing, you know, spinning out, going half spins down the back straightaway, or just losing the draft completely. And so some drivers out of this thing without just any kind of major contact. Of course, unfortunate event of net code, which happens from time to time. You can see, got a top line starting to form up here. See who is leading at the 13 and the 113. 113, Daniel Worthington. Like the 13 of 13 of Brian Terry. Worthington in the 113. He is a lap down, so he's actually fighting in that green truck there. He's actually fighting to stay the lucky dog as he's fighting with Alex Healy in that 97, that red and white down on the bottom. So there, he's trying to battle. If the caution does come out, he'll be the lucky dog. So he is up there trying to push that top line and go forward. But that top line is moved up into the top 10 as Michael Robinson leads that charge up front, trying to get that top line rolling. You see Wes Wiggin sees that run coming, can't decide. He's like, oh, I don't know, should I go, should I not? It's going to be too late in just a moment as Robinson, he's kind of peeking that truck out there again, not going to be able to do it. That's for driving on board Brian Terry. cautions. West Wigan going to come up in front of them, and that's going to slow that whole line up. And now here we have a massive wreck. If no caution comes out here, I'd be surprised. And caution does come out as we saw it happen. Brian Terry involved and others. Looks like Alex Healy slow as he's not even on the track. But it all started with that 13 machine as West Wigan moved up to block that line, and it really checked that whole thing up. And that is your first caution of the night besides the stage break. We'll go check it here on the DSRN replay. Watch right here, the 13, that 88 is going to come up in front of the 8. It's going to get just clear, and that test makes the 8 of Michael Robinson have to check up. The 13 is going to get in the wall, and the 113 is going to hook the 49, and then after that, it is just a mess. As Brian actually going to blink out as he goes through the grass. You see everybody, I don't know who that was up at the top of the racetrack, but almost makes it through there and collects the one, I believe the 23 truck. You can see a lot of great job by Alex Healy to avoid that. But Brian Terry just kind of goes for a spin through the infield and then blinks out completely. Under caution, everybody going to come down pit road. Fuel going to be a big deal here. And so pit lane's going to be wide open pretty much every time. Only 15 laps to have fuel. It's going to be important. So we're probably going to see some wave around drivers try to get back on lead lap. It's going to put them at a disadvantage with the fuel strategy. But you're going to have to try something. And it looks like Alex Healy is going to get the lucky dog. I don't know what's going on there, but Alex Healy going to get the lucky dog because I believe the 113 was involved in that wreck. So Alex Healy going to get the lucky dog, and Daniel Worthington in the 113, he's going to have to take the waiver round. So those drivers, that's Dustin Reinstedel, and I can't see who's back there behind them, but I'm not really sure who else is getting the waiver round, but those drivers are going to get the waiver round and get back on the lead lap and hope for a quick caution. I think that's going to be the most important thing is get that quick caution, be able to get down, get that fuel. And they'll be right back in this thing. So right now, if once this all cycles around, Peyton Hubbard will be the lucky dog, although he is going to be 2 laps down. Now we'll take a look, while we're under caution, let's take a look at the standings again, see where everybody is. Now this is not live standings, this is standings before the race. But you can see there, David Sheets going to have a nice bump there from that 16th position with that stage win. And of course he did say, if I go up there and win the race, I don't have to worry about those points anymore. And I think that's a great strategy as he's continuing to stay up front. And as long as everybody's content on running single file, he's got a good opportunity to stay up there. But great job by that whole group. Kenneth Picola was right there. He's going to gain some stage points too. So Jeremy Vaughn going to be a little behind the 8 ball. And Jeremy Vaughn currently running in the 15th position. So now he's sort of on the hot seat, I would imagine, at number 2 truck. Likely sitting in that 16th position as they run. But out of the drivers that are outside the top 16, you know, Cody Anderson, Drew Prohl, those guys trying to, gonna have to win to get in. Want to see where these guys are. Cody Anderson in the 7th position. Jim Kaufman, who was in 20th, 20th position in the standings, he's running in the 9th position. So they're all kind of sneaking up there. Daniel Worthington, unfortunately, still that 1 lap down. Alrighty, we're getting ready to get this restart back underway. About 36 laps to go here when we take the green flag. Who's going to come away with this win? That was the first big wreck. I can only imagine it's going to continue on. David Sheets, Christopher McCullough, your front 2 rows. Green flag back out here in Bluegrass. Good push off the start for these first 2 rows. Teammates working together. Look how far they're able to get out there on the restart. Getting 2 trucks connected up makes a huge difference in speed, as they are really doing a great job. They're probably going to attempt to get back in line like they were before, but you see the 04 and the 03 working really well together on that top line as Eric Parks joined the battle here in that second green machine. You can get out pretty far, but you can't pull away like the old days of the COT where you can hot bumpers and push for every 2 cars just faster than the pack almost. Can't do that anymore. Just can't stay locked up in the bumper, and they've added so many things that keep you from being able to do that engine temperature-wise or water temp-wise. So you won't be able to push forever. You have to be on top of that, watch your gauges. You don't want to be blowing the motor while you're in the middle of the pack. David Sheets, Christopher McCullough controlling both lanes at the moment. Can anybody get up there and break up this McCullough Motorsports group? Bobby Hall in that 94, haven't seen him too much up here just yet, but now he's up in the thick of it. And we've seen Wes Wiggin be aggressive on these lines and lanes and picking which one he wants to do. So see if he can find somebody to go with him. Three wide is possible. Maybe a little bit too early for these guys, but it is definitely possible here at Daytona, regardless of what people say. So will somebody step out and make it 3 wide and try to break these guys up? Because right now they're controlling the whole race. Unless somebody gets up there and changes that, they can continue to run both lines and, you know, work the throttle. Christopher McCullough doesn't have to get he doesn't have to take the full run and go way out in front of David Sheets. They can just, one of them gets out ahead, lets off the throttle, drags the brake a little bit, the other one pushes it out, and just continue to run both lines, and nobody can pass them. All the way to 20th, so 20 drivers in this pack. As we go back here, though, we've got a second pack that's kind of formed with Alex Healy at the helm of it, Lucas Line behind him, and 74 of Casey Rodback, who's a couple laps down. So this group is sort of a smorgasbord of lead lap cars and non as somebody blinks out there. So I don't know if this is intentional or unintentional, but these guys are well behind the pack, continuing to lose time every single lap. Up front, still no change, but it's good. We're clicking off laps. I'm going to get down to the end of this thing. There's going to be a moment that someone's not going to be able to wait any longer. And if you're towards the back, especially if you're towards the back, like Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser, Daniel Cunningham, Jeremy Vaughn, those guys, if you're back here towards the back of this pack, eventually you're going to want to get up front. And so it's going to be very, very difficult if you wait too long. So it's all about timing when you decide to make that move up through the field. You don't want to do it too early and be a part of the wreck, but you don't want to wait too long because there just won't be anywhere to go. Michael Robinson on that top line. You can see Bobby Hall Jr. has been having issues with his connection. Looking out a lot. That's frustrating for Bobby Hall, but also the ones around him. You know, if you're Michael Robinson, you'd love to get up there and really tighten up and make that top line a little bit faster. But you know, if he blinks out, you run inside him, he comes back, there can be a pretty big collision there. So Michael's gonna have to be careful and not be too aggressive. Usually what happens is Bobby Hall is going to get, nobody's really going to be able to work with him towards the end of the race. So hopefully that seems continuing to work out. Or with John Holohan, who's all over the back bumper of David Sheets there on the bottom line. You see the 04 not pulling down to take that lead away down on the bottom. Like I said, working both lanes. I love to see this type of racing, man. They're just being, in a good way, they're being bullies. And I just love that. I love that because they're saying, they're telling people, you're going to have to come up here and take this. You're not going to be able just to kind of ease your way up here. You're going to have to take this from us. We're going to take both lanes. If you want to go up and take the third lane, by all means, be our guest. But you're not going to go through us. And they have been working really, really well together. But look down the list to try to see who all is in there. We know the two McCulloughs are David Sheets and John Holohan. Those are like the four that are in there. So, man, just done a great job so far of managing this race. It's been a really clean race for 36 drivers, man. I got to say I'm impressed by this series. And as I understand it, and I could be completely wrong. I need to read up on my Bluegrass lore. I believe the Truck Series has a cap on I rating. So, you know, for a capped I rating series, man, they're doing a fantastic job of plate racing. I don't see anybody making any too aggressive move. The couple of cautions we have, just, you know, Netco not the biggest one. So just unfortunate. That's part of racing, though, on the internet. My gosh. You've got mechanical problems that can happen. All kinds of things that happen in real life. And on the internet, you've got your own kind of problems that are unique. Bobby Hall Jr. blinking out right here. You've never seen a car just disappear and come back. So that's a unique problem to online racing and lag and internet issues, and the way that that iRacing detects collisions is, you know, it sends the server and the client have to work together from all 36 drivers. And sometimes the server doesn't really know where a driver is, especially somebody like Bobby Hall. And when that happens, it can miscalculate where the driver is actually at, and it can cause a collision. That's what netcode is. That's always a problem. That's something to think about. Now, something else to think about, lap traffic up here. It's like Dustin Ronstedel in that 11 machine. Running them down, so going to be something these guys are going to have to contend with. See him up there. He's going to run that top line. Hopefully these guys can get by without much issue. He stays up out of the groove. Gets a little bit of the wall there. And, oh, man, the 23 is well off the pace. My goodness. Whoop. 23, I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Carlton Charles. Man, my goodness. Maybe got a little bit nervous up there and really let off the gas. But everybody able to make it through without much issue. But no change up front. 25 laps to go when they cross the line. business is going to start picking up. You hear the little clink, clink, clink of the door opening with that bell when you go into a shop. That's business starting to pick up and open up shop as guys are going to be trying to work their way to the front. This little business right here of blocking the lines and controlling this race is going to stop for too long. But who is going to step out and take that shot? Bobby Hall been blinking out. How much confidence does Michael Robinson have with him? You know, who is going to step out and maybe make the move? You know, if you're back here, Alex Healy, Lucas Lyons back in this little second pack, you're just hoping for a caution. That's what you're kind of banking. Is they're losing so much time. So, going to need a caution for them to get caught back up. Sure is quiet in here as they haven't really changed. The top 20 have really been the same this whole time. Kind of seeing some guys a little bit nervous. I mean, that's what I'm seeing out of this race is just some nervousness. And I think that zero fast repair, man, it really puts these drivers on notice and it makes them have to think about what kind of moves they're going to do. And 04 and finally goes down to the inside and drops down to the bottom. Looks like we're getting ready to come down pit road. Yep, here comes John Mollahan. Expect to see him come down pit road pretty soon. That's something we need to think about, fuel. I mean, right now they're at 15 laps. So it looks like you're going to have to make 2 stops under green. Because you're definitely not going to make it to the end of here. I think, you know, with there not being that many cautions, I think, man, this little group right here up front, they're putting the napkins down into their shirts. They're getting a knife, they're getting a fork, they're ready to eat, baby, because they're going to go down in pit road and have a 7-second advantage like they have last time. You see this pack starting to break up. They're close together. They're not scared at all. Here they come peeling off pit road. See if anybody joins. It looks like a lot of the pack is too, but there's some Wes Wiggin, not really sure. My goodness, trying to click on him. Not really sure if he wanted to come down pit road. Almost has an accident coming on to pit road. So here they come down pit road. They give the lead over to Ron Morris Jr. in that 76 machine. When do they come down pit road now? They saw what happened last time. If you stay out too long, you have to take another second or two on pit road to fill up fuel. You don't want to do that. So I expect to see these guys come down pit road. Pretty soon. I cannot wait to see how this is going to play out. I love this style of racing, and I love to see these guys not having a caution every 5 or 6 laps. Man, it's so impressive as Ron Moore is going to stay out a little bit longer. But here we got a charge of Michael Robinson, David Brackett, the 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs, and Brian Terry come down pit road to make their second to last stop. But Ron Morris Jr., Cody Anderson, hoping for that caution, just praying, please let a caution come out so we can gain this track position. We see Lucas Lyons coming out of pit road. They're coming up on the track. And we go look, and again, man, look at these guys. They're impressive. I hate to keep harping on them, but hell, they're doing so damn good. The 04, 06, and the 02 come out of pit road in perfect sync. And Eric Parks, I don't know if he's on their team, but he knows who to catch on to if he isn't, because he is right there on them. Now, Kenneth McCullough has fallen back. He is a little bit further back from these guys in that second group, trying to work together with who looks like Bobby Hall to get caught back up. Let's go on board with him as he is pushing this driver. You can see they're caught up to that draft, and they're running really, really quick. Oh, my goodness, Bobby Hall is going to blink out, but it looks like they are going to be able to catch this pack. So Kenneth having a little bit of trouble on pit road, about almost 2 seconds slower than his teammates. So not really sure what Kenneth did. Maybe a little miscalculation sliding through his box, who knows, but he is able to catch up to his teammates. And I know that's a sigh of relief. You don't want to lose the draft, not in a situation like this. Now, where, oh, where is our points leader at? It's right back here. They have come off a pit road. They're trying to get all formed up to try to run these guys down. They're about 4 seconds back. So they lost 4 seconds on pit road, getting on and off pit road versus this top group, which I hate to. I'm not a fanboy. I don't pick sides. I stay neutral. I got people I know in this league, but I don't cater to them. I don't just talk about them. I want to talk about everybody. I talk about what I see, and what I see is this group right here knows how to play race. They are fantastic, and I cannot give them enough credit. They have controlled this race. Now, I'm going to look down the list and see where's the 73 of Eric Parks. Eric Parks looks like he's on a team with Chad Ross and Jim Kaufman and Michaela and Stephen Page. So Eric Parks is just sort of a fella that has found that little wood paneling truck in the right spot, and he's got hooked up with some of the best, it looks like, as he's been kind of hanging on to them this whole run. And they're happy to have him. Hey, another truck that's willing to work with you. They're glad to have those extra numbers. They continue to pull away. Last lap, this front group ran 48.1. West Wigan on back, they ran a 48.6. So, a lot of difference between drivers. So, we have a couple main packs here. Oh, my goodness, almost a little nervousness out of the 73 machine. As you see the 02 dropping back, so now the 73 going to start pushing the 06 up front. David Sheets. It looks like David Sheets has sort of been the anointed one. He has been kind of anointed as the king this race, because everybody has really been trying to make sure he stays up front. And I think it's because the others are in the race, and he needs a win to just make sure everything is good. Points-wise, you don't have to worry about points. You get a lap car coming up here and see if they can navigate. I'm sure they can. They've been communicating so well. I can't imagine they can't deal with a lap car, but we'll see. Lap truck going to move up out of the groove. Let's go barreling down the back straightaway. So, like I said, we have a few packs. We've got this pack from first all the way back to the 6th position. Then you got West Wigan back here. They're trying to catch them. Just can't do it. 41, Jim Kaufman all over the back bumper. You see how broken up they are. They need to get tight as possible to keep as much speed. They're still a little bit slower as they were. David Sheets and those guys were kind of moving around the track. They still are about a tenth. There's half a second faster. So don't know if there's any fuel saving going on. That's something to be thinking about, but I think everybody's going to have to make another pit stop. So this is from West Wigan all the way back to Thomas Hall in the 12th position. Then you got the next pack is Ron Morris Jr. in that 76 truck getting pushed by Cody Anderson, who desperately needs a win. He's like, come on, guys, we got to go. But they are almost 10.5 seconds back from the leader. And you can see there is a lot of track and not any cars in front of this third pack here. And then you have to go all the way back to a 4th pack, and that's led by Alex Healy, who was able to get back on the lead lap. But him, Lucas Lyons, Chad Ross, and Michael Cole kind of out here on a really, really bad island with just 15 laps to go. So there you have it. 4 distinct packs, and that has really kind of broke up the racing here. And I love it. I'm here for it over and over again. Yes, I love 3-wide racing for 12, 15 laps, but I also love to see these guys strategize. And green flag racing here at Plate Racing is a, you've seen those commercials. I want to, you buy gold, the dollar is going down or some kind of mess like that. Well, I'm buying green flag pit stops at a plate race. That's what I'm buying because, man, that is extremely valuable. You don't see that very often, and so, hey, I'm here for it. As David Sheets going to lead another lap as we look at David Sheets. He's led 30 of the 60 laps here tonight as this front group is just, they've come in with a plan, man. It's so cool to see this type of racing. And it seems to be the only type of racing that happens over here at Bluegrass as the cameras just flip out for a second. sun is setting on the track at Daytona. And this race starting to click off laps. They've about 8 laps here on this stint. So got about 7 laps to go before they pit. So that'll be right at 68. When do you come in? Do you come in? I mean, you're not going to have that much fuel. I think if you're these guys up here, you're definitely talking about it, going, hey, how much do we need? How much do you need to make sure that we get to the end? Do we need to stay and get a little bit extra for a green, white checkered or two? Those are all conversations you need to be having if you're working with your team. So as David's going to move out of the way, let the 04 back up front. They've been trading back and forth. Maybe let David save a little bit of fuel, but you need to be talking about that. How much fuel do we need here to come down pit road? Because we want to come down and take just as much as we feel like we need. That way we have the less possible time on pit road. But if a caution does come out and you use the auto fuel feature and you take just enough to sputter across the line and that yellow flag comes out, green, white, checkered, you got the poopy face. Usually I drink a bunch of caffeine so I can get excited for these plate races, because they'll usually be 3 wide, and I feel like I got to match that energy, get the screaming going on as they get 3 or 4 wide. But man, we're single file here for the lead. Here they come down pit road. They're gonna fan out 3 wide down to the pit entry to pit road. Does everybody make it down to pit road speed? That's another thing you have to be careful with. Don't want to speed, but right now would be the worst time to have a pit road speed violation. Your friends will just wave you adieu, and they'll head on down to the end of the race, and you'll be 40 seconds behind. So you don't want to make that mistake. You want to not slide through your pit stop. Looks like everybody able to make it down on pit lane without much issue. We'll see if they come out together. Here comes the 04. Everybody comes out together perfectly. Synchronized pit, and I love to see it. 73 going to get to the back bumper here, and they're going to come off pit road. You see there's a pretty nice little gap, but they have really worked together well. So I would imagine the 04 knows what's at stake. You don't want to get too far out ahead. You want to get to be drafting as quickly as possible. Excuse me. All right, but up front, it's Daniel Cunningham with just 10 laps to go. Going to have to make another stop. And this time, Christopher McCullough, John Mallahan, the McCullough Motorsports bunch, they are just 25 seconds back. So, man, when you pit, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to be behind the 8 ball. And, man, look at the 42 getting up there, being aggressive there. This is a wreck waiting to happen. As, I don't know, I wonder if this little second group is saving fuel. I mean, the other drivers are just blowing right by them. I see the 08. Just, oh, my goodness, the 2 is going to get a little bit loose. Jeremy Vaughn, one of those drivers right at the cutoff after that first stage. I think Jeremy Vaughn might actually be in the 16th position. So he needs a good finishing position here, but they should have to pit one more time. How much fuel have they been saving? Can you save enough? I mean, 15 to 16 laps. Daniel Cunningham is now at 13 on this fuel run. So I would imagine they can't save that much. They're going to have to come down pit road. They can just afford to take less fuel. As I look down, Christopher McCullough, John Mallahan, those guys took about 6 seconds of fuel. And so these guys will be able to take even less. So maybe it'll work out in their favor. Run it dry, come down, just take a couple gallons, and maybe you can catch on to that lead pack. Cody Anderson out front. Oh, my goodness, as there's lap trucks up into the wall, everybody going all over the place. The first nervous moment of the race for me. And you see that, I believe that's, I haven't learned everybody's truck yet. I think it's Michael Cole in that blue truck up top, trying to just get out of the way. But, man, look at this battle. This is a battle for the lead. Cody Anderson finds himself in that 42 machine up front, being pushed by Peyton Hubbard. Peyton Hubbard, unfortunately, still 2 laps down. He's going to have 3 just terrible races in a row unless something changes quick. And we got the modified of, I can't see who that is, down on the bottom, but got a nice little battle for the lead. Can they make it on fuel, man? I I just don't think they can, but... And while they're doing this, the biggest problem, if they are planning to pit, that McCullough bunch is catching them. They're now 23 seconds back. They've already gained a couple seconds over the last few laps. And I'm interested to see if any of these drivers are able to stretch the fuel just at 15 to 16 laps. I don't think you can save 4 laps of fuel. I don't know if that's possible. And even then, I don't think that's enough. I think you're going to be a couple laps short. But like I said, they can afford to come down and take only a couple seconds of fuel and get back out there if they run it dry. So that's going to be the difference. But unfortunately, I just think because they're so spread out too wide that they're not going to be able to do that. It's here they come down pit road now. Oh my goodness, almost contact with Jim Kaufman in that 41 machine. Almost makes contact with the 2. There's a lot of confusion down on pit road as guys fanning out everywhere trying to find their stall and get where they need to be. Green flag pit stops here at the end of this thing. And boy, here they come, the front group of the McCullough Motorsports. They're going to come by the pack at the moment. They're just going to blast right by them, even with an easy pit stop of about 6 seconds for a couple of these drivers. Man, they come flying through, and this group right here continues to dominate here at Daytona. Right now, Michael Robinson, though, is your leader. Here he comes down pit road, bringing Jeremiah Hobbs along with David Brackett. They're taking a wide entry on the pit road here. Oh, they're going to make it, and they are. So here comes this group off of the corner. And they'll come by and take the lead. And, man, they have, unfortunately, for everybody else, a 13-second lead over Bobby Hall. So this is where the race is going to be, assuming no caution comes out, no issues on track. This is where, as you see, they're going to come by and pass those drivers right now. So this is where your race winner is going to come from. Man, just impressive stuff. I can't wait to talk to these guys if it ends up like this. I just can't wait. Now, if I'm Eric Parks, I'm feeling kind of lonely, you know. I'm feeling like, man, I don't know if anybody's going to help me, but we don't know what the team orders are. Who's set to win this race? And we'll pull up the standings real quick. Kenneth, I know he is in. I saw him win. Chris looks like he is in as well. John Mollahan, he is in 11th position, so he is in with the win as well. So it looks like David Sheets is really the only one who needs to win. But we'll see if they facilitate that and just make sure that they don't have to worry about it at all. Let David take the win. I mean, they can definitely do that. That's their team. They're working together. So why couldn't there? There wouldn't be anything wrong with that, and I would encourage it. But how much are they going to race? Are they good with doing that? Are they going to race it out? You know, all right, when we get to the white flag, we'll race it out. If that happens, what happens if they all wreck? What if somebody just makes a miscue, something goes wrong? All that you work for can go out the window. So how far will team orders go? How much racing are they willing to do? But you see just sort of the dance that's going on. These guys are just playing perfectly with each other. And with 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go, they have a 16.6 second lead over Barrett Horton that's in that second group. You see the second group just not organized at all. They can't catch them regardless, so they're battling, you know, for position, just like they were trying to battle for the win. But without a caution, they don't have a shot. Barrett Horton going to lead this group with Sean Kaiser and Daniel Cunningham right behind him. With just a few laps to go, we'll stay here as this is where the action is. See a little bit of contact there. That can make you a little bit nervous if you're one of these drivers up here. You don't want to wreck. I mean, I don't know if I want to wreck for 7th place, but we did come here to race, so I guess these guys want to have a little bit of fun and get the best finish you can. Especially going into the playoffs, you want to have some momentum. See the 8 there. 2, 3 JC Motorsports trucks up top working together. They're going to have some lap traffic to deal with. Up front, though, it is still single file for these 5 trucks. 2 laps to go here in this race. They have plenty of fuel. They're not going to have to worry about that. They have 10 laps now on fuel. Now, all they're hoping is, please don't wreck. Please don't wreck, because this will ruin everything if a caution comes out here. Not that I'm trying to will it, but I'm just saying. That's my job, to say the things that could happen. Maybe build a little excitement. Some uncertainty of how this is going to end. But right now, Kenneth McCullough has the lead. Christopher McCullough right behind him. John Mollahan in the 3rd position. David Sheets in 4th, and Eric Parks just chilling back there in 5th place, enjoying the ride. He hooked onto the back. Oh, and caution does come out. Oh, no. Looks like Peyton Hubbard had gone off track. I don't know who exactly was involved, but oh, no. We'll go on board and see this replay real quick. McCullough Motorsports did not want to see that, and right as we were getting to it, we saw it happen. The 88 and the 51 going to make contact here off the corner. Let's see. Unbelievable. With just 2 laps to go, we've got a green-white checker finish. Peyton just comes down a little bit as Wes Wiggin comes up, and that's where your caution comes from. I can't believe it. And I know these guys up here can't believe it either. Now, one thing, I talked about it. Oh, man. It's horrible, but did they take enough fuel to deal with a green-white checkered? That's one thing that I talked about. And, man, oh, you don't know what to do here if you're McCullough Motorsports. You played everything perfectly. Now you're being put on the line to do the right call again, as they probably only took enough fuel to make it to the end. 6 gallons of fuel. Can they make it? We have potential 3 green-white checkers here tonight, as they're just getting caught up to the field. So can they make it on fuel? That's the question that I have to ask right here. And I see some guys coming down pit road. Daniel Cunningham and others coming down pit road to take that fuel, along with Carlton Charles, Drew Prohl, Thomas Hall, Wes Wiggin, Michaela Steffes, Sean Kaiser, Jim Kaufman, all coming down pit road to take that extra little bit of insurance fuel just in case these guys run out. But, man, I tell you what, if I am McCullough Motorsports, I am so aggravated. You know, it's going to be so much aggravation. Not that I'm definitely not saying anything was on purpose there. I'm just saying they're going to go back and go, who wrecked? How did they wreck like that? You know, because they played everything perfect. They did a great job. They've had a fantastic race. And, you know, that's the way it goes. With just 2 laps to go, somebody that was 2 laps down makes contact and brings out the caution. And that's the way racing is. So, you at 75 laps, you can do everything perfect for 73. But you got to do all perfect for 75. And in this instance, we're going to go maybe 76, 77, maybe more. So they've done everything perfect to this point. They still have the best group, obviously, so they can control both lanes. But do they have the fuel to make it? That is the question. If you're David Sheets, man, golly, you were in the perfect position in that 06 machine. Now you're worried about fuel. So you're hoping this goes green from here on out. You know, we go to the finish, but we have a couple green-white checkers. You know, David Sheets, who was looking real pretty, you know, if he runs out of fuel, I mean, at this point, he could end up 20th or so, maybe worse. The guys up front, you're just praying for a 1 to green here, and we are going to get it. So first attempt at a green-white checkered. Surely everybody watching is familiar with a green, white checker. But if you're not, if you're new to racing, or you just like to hear me talk, green, white checker, take the green flag. We'll come around, race around to the white. If we get a caution before that white flag comes out, we'll rack them up, do it again. And we'll keep doing that 3 times. So this will be the first, we'll get a second, and then there'll be a third if needed. That third time, the caution comes out and the race is over. If they get the white flag, if the leader crosses the white flag, the race will end after that. So they're racing back to the line most likely here on iRacing. In real life, they'll throw the caution. But on iRacing, a lot of times when the white flag is out, caution will just be turned off. They'll just race to the line. So if you're McCullough Motorsports, I mean, you've done everything perfect right here. You're hoping that they make it back to the line. Now, if you're some of these guys that were in the second or third little group there, way behind the pack, you've got some new life. And if you got enough fuel, you're going to be pushing. There ain't no way you're stopping. You're not lifting for nobody. All that has now over with and gone out the window. So you got to be sweating bullets if you're David Sheets. I don't mean to pick on him, but he's the only one that's not in the playoffs for sure. So we'll see how this plays out. First, green, white, checkered. You got McCullough. 1-2. Mollahan in the third position. David Sheets in fourth. Eric Parks in fifth. That hasn't changed. Jeremiah Hobbs in the sixth position. Michael Robinson in seventh. Barrett Morton eighth. Bobby Hall Jr. in ninth. And Ron Morris in 10th. Ace car going to pull off. Here we go. First of 3 green, white checkers potentially. Who is going to win this race? Green flag is out. Slow rolling up front. Don't want to get pushed out too far, as there's going to be big runs coming from behind them. They're trying to slow roll the pack. You see the pack backing up. Michael Robinson backing up. Those lines are going to get huge runs here as they go through turn 1 and 2. On board, Michael Robinson. He's going to get a run here. Where is he going to go with it? Who can he work with? Any teammates left out there? That's going to be what I want to know. You see the 10, Jeremiah Hobbs jumps down in front of Michael Robinson. That's going to open up the top line. Look at Barrett Morton up there on the outside of that 9 machine. Is he going to have anywhere to go, though? That's what I want to know. Here they come. No caution as of yet. Oh, and caution does come out. Oh, my goodness. David Brackett. Looks like Ron Morris. Cody Anderson, the 80 of Drew Prohl involved here. And we're going to have another green-white checkered. Oh, my goodness. David Brackett stuck up against the wall. We'll go back and see if we can get a replay of what happened. As that happened back further than I was watching, we'll give you a far chase view real quick. On board with David Brackett here. You see maybe he's going to try to go up to the second lane, follow that truck. Unfortunately, oh, somebody was there. The 76 was there, makes contact. Cody Anderson almost made it through that, but didn't quite make it. Gonna go on board with Cody Anderson here. You'll see contact was made. He does push the 76 out there. Oh, makes a little contact. He goes, oh, I'm gonna make it through. Look at this. Heck yeah. And the 76 comes off the wall, clips him right in that right rear, and boom. Day over, as that front bumper is going to go flying off. So, second green, white, checkered. And there it is. That's the answer to my question for sure. The two John Mull or Kenneth McCullough, Christopher McCullough, all coming down pit road, knowing they can't make it on fuel. I was wondering if they can make it 3 green, white checkers. They can't. They don't have to worry about anything. They are in the playoffs. And you're going to see a couple drivers. John Mollahan, who's also in the playoffs, most likely, and David Sheets. That's the one that we're worried about. Well, at least I am. Because can he make it on fuel? He's on 16 laps. I think he's Bon Joviing it here, living on a prayer in that 06 machine as he's running on the flat. Got to be letting off. You can see nothing on that tachometer. shutting the truck off, trying to save as much fuel. He knows he's got to finish well, and he knows if he goes down pit road, I mean, well, look, Kenneth McCullough, Christopher McCullough back in the 10th position. Does he have enough fuel, man? I cannot believe this race. This has just been incredible. It hurts. It hurts to see a group just dominate and just do such a good job of green flag pit stops working together, and to see it all fall apart. I hate to see that, but man, that's part of racing. I also love to see it because it does make things a lot more exciting. There's a lot to talk about here, as they were just running single file for a majority of that last run, and this has really changed the game. I mean, Kenneth and Christopher are going to be up there trying to battle their way back up to the front, and David Sheets trying to save all that fuel. You know, if he comes down pit road, he falls all the way back to the 16th position, and he's really slowing up the pack. In real NASCAR, he would lose a bunch of spots there, but everybody pretty nice to let you kind of do your own thing here. But if I'm Daniel Cunningham in that 4th position, he has moved his way. I mean, just fought all night long to be in this thing when the time presented itself. There he is in the 4th position. He pitted about 5 laps ago under that first green white checkered, and here he is in the 4th position. He's going to be putting all the pressure on these drivers that they may be running on fumes. So and what is going to happen, I have no idea. Looks like Alex Healy was able to get the lucky dog there. Get back on the lead lap. That's going to put him in the 16th position. Man, oh man, what an exciting finish this is going to be. Do they have enough fuel to make it? That is the question I'm going to continue to ask, and you're going to roll your eyes. You're going to be like, he's saying the same thing over and over again. Yes, I am, because I just don't know. Can he do it? If they can, that'll be amazing. It'll be such an amazing feat by those two. But if they run out, is everybody going to be able to get around them? And there's so many questions. So much can happen. And we still have another potential green-white checker coming through turn number 3 now. Ace Car's going to duck off. John Mollahan going to have control of the restart. Who is going to win this race? What a thrilling finish. Glad to have y'all here on VSRN or Bluegrass TV, whatever one you're watching on. This is why we show up. This is why we do it. This is why I broadcast for this type of stuff right here. It's so much fun. I can't even breathe. I need a paper bag. There we go. Second green-white checkered attempt. Who is going to win this thing? Ace Car pulls off. Do they have enough fuel? I said it again. I can't believe it. Geico restart zone. John Mollahan going to slow roll the field again. Daniel Cunningham all over the back bumper of the 6th machine. Pushing him. Not going to let him get in. He's fine to take the push. He's going to get a big push down into turn 1 as the bottom line kind of breaks up a little bit. Will they make it back to the white flag? If they do, does David Sheets have enough? He's going to pull down in front of his teammate, John Mollahan. That bottom line going to start to check up a little bit. Big push from the 0-2. Now, teammates on the top side. 24 and 08 on the top side. They got a big push. Here comes the 0-3. The 0-3 of Kenneth Mollahan. They are, oh my goodness. Here they come. The 0-4 and the 0-3. Nose to tail. We still got another lap to go as they come around off of turn 4. Big run from the McCulloughs on the top side. You got JC Motorsports in the middle of a McCullough Motorsports sandwich. Who's going to win this thing? Does David Sheets have enough fuel? Who is going to win? They might break up just a little bit here. Is the 24 trying to get to the back bumper? The 8. He needs to push the 08 here. Oh, they're squeezing each other. Big push from the middle. The bottom is going to break up. Just the 2 trucks on the bottom. You start to see them fall off. It is a drag race down the back straightaway. Who is going to win this thing? Into 3 and 4. Oh! Daniel's going to clear himself, but David Sheets is there. He's going to wreck in front of the field. Daniel Cunningham wrecks. Who is going to win this thing as it comes down to the line? They're banging doors. Who is going to win? Jeremiah Hobbs. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating on top of my arms. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Jeremiah Hobbs comes away with the victory. After that wreck at the end of the race, going to get a little love tap from Michael Robinson and maybe some others. But there's your winner, Jeremiah Hobbs. Good grief. Unreal. Well, we're going to go back and watch that final lap again. As we watch them, they were 3 wide here, and the problem's going to start when the 08. It's going to be hard for me to click them because they're all way down the running order. Daniel Cunningham, you can see Sean, I believe that's 24 of Sean Kaiser, is going to try to clear himself. Daniel not quite sure when Kaiser was clear of David Sheets. You're going to see him go down in the corner here, and Daniel comes down. Sean tries to do it as well. Then I don't know if Daniel can really decide where he wants to go. And I think it just ran out of room there as we'll go on board with Sean Kaiser. Watch on board with him as they were just pushing. You see there's no lifting. Daniel is going to go down, kind of almost abandoning his teammate, but I think he thought he was clear, and he's going to get up here, and I think just a little bit of net code is where that started. It's really hard to see from this angle. But you're going to see Cunningham going to come back up the track. Like I said, it's very, very difficult to see when it's this close. We'll back it up just one more time. And there's just not enough room for that. Take one more gander at it. A little bit of camera action here, a little magic, and you see just gonna make contact no matter what. Maybe you could call it net code, but they were definitely gonna make contact regardless. So man, what an incredible finish, and what a great job by Jeremiah Hobbs to come away with that win. We're gonna go back and watch that last lap from his perspective. Jeremiah Hobbs, your race winner. He is back probably in 10th position on the white flag. And let's watch on board with him as he is able to come away with the win. Just the momentum you see, he's pushing Sean here off of turn number 2. I mean, nobody's giving anybody any room, and for good reason. Cola Motorsports bunch, man, did a great job trying to get back up there in this little bit of contact. Here it is, the contact right here, and Jeremiah Hobbs just somehow able to be immune as they come down off of turn 4. And you're going to see they're banging doors. David's going to lose his drafting partner just enough that Jeremiah Hobbs able to take that spot. Wow. I ain't going to be able to sleep tonight, y'all. That's incredible. Unbelievable. Michael Robinson comes home in the 3rd position. I'm sure they're ready for some interviews. They sure appreciate me not sitting here running my mouth about this replay, but man, good grief. That is just incredible. Well, Daytona, it delivers every single time. It delivers, and this time is no different. As let's talk to some of your drivers, see if they're in the chat already. And I believe they are, so we'll get them in here and talk to them. And first driver we will start with is your 3rd place finisher. That's Michael Robinson. Let's get him up in the chat. Just a moment. Go, got him right here. Michael Robinson, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy, buddy.
Man, well, I'm calling you Michael. Is that the correct pronunciation?
That's correct.
All right, man. Love to see it. All right. Well, man, incredible race by you. That Black Rifle Coffee 8 machine was fast all night. There at the end, got that green, white checkered, and you were able to have a resurgence there at the end on that last lap as the sea sort of parted for you and Jeremiah. And you had a shot. You were trying to kind of banging doors coming down to the start-finish line, but come home in third. First off, congratulations on that third-place finish. It was just incredible. But talk to me about your race. Start from the beginning and tell me about your race. What were you dealing with? What were you struggling with? What was your plan coming into this early on in the race?
Well, basically, me and my teammate Jeremiah, we just had a plan, just trying to stay up to the front instead of being on the back for the whole race. So we changed our game plan there, and just make sure we ain't trying to be in anyone's wrecks or anything, and keep down the pit strategies. And then to that, for like third to last caution, I'll say we like jumped everyone ahead. So that was a great pit strategy for us. And then we just had this one green right checker finish if it was going to happen. But so when that happened, then we came down the pit road. We just topped off fuel, and then after that, we just push it in. I was helping Jeremiah everything, and then I was happy that my teammate he got into the playoffs now.
Man, just incredible. Love to hear of the teamwork, and then there at the end, able to come away with that third place finish. But and to see your teammate win, that's got to feel really, really good. But I mean, talk about that last lap. I mean, you had the green, white checkered. What were your thoughts as you crossed the line there with that white flag, and we're 3 wide for basically the first time all night long? Everybody pretty passive all night, but we were 3 wide there. What was your plan? Was it just full throttle and just close your eyes and pray for the best?
Yeah, pretty much there. Just hit the gas, don't let up, and then just keep on pushing. Hope the line you're in just makes it through. And then after going to turn 3 and 4, I just told Jeremiah, like, hey, go, don't stop. And then that's what happened.
Oh, man. Incredible as the seas parted and you two were left out there fighting with David Sheets and John Mollahan. Just an incredible race to the great checkered flag, man. Well, congratulations, Michael. Just a great race by you. Love your paint scheme, man. It's probably one of the best in the field. I noticed it right away, even in 36 trucks. So a great paint scheme. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Shout out to my teammate Jeremiah, Justin, all my friends who've been watching this every week, and just put on a great show for everyone who's been watching on here as well. And just on the way next week to the playoffs in New Hampshire. Can't wait.
There you go. Michael Robinson, ready to go. He's in the playoffs, so he is definitely ready to hit the ground running. So congratulations, Michael.
Thank you very much.
All right, third place, Michael Robinson, and then second place, David Sheets. Let's get him up in here. David, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, well, I cannot wait to talk to you. I got a lot to ask you about. That was a crazy race. Now, first off, I want to say your teamwork with your team in McCullough Motorsports, incredible. I want to give y'all a ton of props. Y'all did everything perfect and did no wrong, in my opinion, tonight. Just an incredible job working together. You guys had the field clobbered. But in racing, it's not always that easy.
Nope.
And you got that caution at the end. I got to know, man, how close were you on fuel?
I ran out on the cool down lap coming out of 2.
Oh, my goodness. Well, yeah, super close. Well, talk a little bit about your teamwork. Shout out your teammates, man, because I got to say, man, it's one of the most impressive, groups that I've seen work together like that. Talk a little bit about that. What was y'all strategy coming in, and what do you think made the difference that y'all were able to really separate yourself from the whole field here tonight?
Yeah, well, you said it's teamwork. A bunch of unselfish people going for one goal there, and everybody knows how to push, and we figured out how we could switch without losing too much time. We got a lot of practice on these super speedways. We run these things a lot, so a lot of practice there. Getting on and off pit road is a big key. We could separate ourselves there and start creating time by pushing. And really hated to see that caution come out with couple 100 yards left to the start finish line to take the white, we would have had a 1, 2, 3, 4. But it all worked out in the end. All 4 of us in the playoffs, so we'll go on and try to win a championship now.
Yeah, well, it had to make you nervous when that caution did come out, because I don't know if the plan was to let you win or if you had enough points finishing where you were to get in anyway with that stage win, which was huge for you, and to get you off that kind of 16th spot. But coming there to the end, I mean, your decision to stay out, which turns out to be the right decision, but how nervous were you to make that call to stay out when your teammates went in?
About 100 yards past pit road, I felt like I made the wrong decision when I seen everybody else pit. So, luckily just clutching it and saved just enough, but it was close. It was a nerve-wracking 2 laps. One more caution, we would have been in trouble because everybody else had already pitted, taking fuel, so we would have been in the back. And we had in my mind who I was racing all night and never even considered the fact of a new winner because we felt like we had this thing in the bag. But congratulations to Jeremiah getting the win and getting in the playoffs. And I made it a little nervous, making sure I was getting in on points.
Yeah, well, I think a second place finish ought to get that done for you. Just an incredible race. You led 32 laps. I mean, you guys just knocked it out of the park. So that Transmetic 06 Chevrolet looked really, really good tonight. Now you get to think, you get to breathe a little bit. As unofficially, you're in the playoffs. I don't know, but I'm assuming you got enough points to get in. Looking forward to the playoffs. How are you feeling about? Is your confidence up now? Are you a little bit more excited? Like what's your feelings now that you're able to make the playoff? You got that monkey off your back, and you're able to kind of move forward here, going towards the playoffs. How you feeling?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been a little tough. Luck has just not been on my side most of the season. Definitely felt like I could have run a lot better than I did this year, but going into the playoffs, there's some good tracks coming up for us. Obviously, Talladega is going to be a good one for me and the team. So, hopefully we can capitalize there. But there's a lot of good tracks I think we can all run good at. And hopefully, put this McCullough Motorsports team, all 4 of us in the top 5 would be great.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a great race. Second place finish. You survived and made it in the playoffs. So congratulations. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, definitely got to thank my sponsors, Transmedics, LNS Customs, and just all my team at McCullough Motorsports. Appreciate you doing the broadcast and Jason putting this series on. It's a great group of guys to race with, so really enjoy everything.
Well, all right. Well, there is a playoff driver, David Sheets, able to complete what he needed to get done and come home in second. But the man of the hour, we've been doing a lot of talking about those McCullough Motorsports drivers, but they are not the winner tonight. The winner, I got him here, Jeremiah Hobbs. Jeremiah, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you led 1 lap tonight. And dadgummit if it wasn't the most important. Congratulations, man, on the win. And guess what? You're going to go playoff racing. Tell me what you think about it.
Well, my only 2 wins in these trucks is at Talladega and here, so I don't know what it is. Both of them came from luck, but right place, right time. That's all it takes. Shout out to that 8 of Michael. Me and him just worked together the whole race. Of course, we just knew for him, he's just got to finish it. But coming to the end on that last couple restarts, we weren't going to make it, so we came down after the first green white attempt, and then knew that it was just see what happens. We saw it was 3 wide, and we said, well, we got nothing to lose. And then it just sea parted, and I couldn't believe what was going on. And I looked to my inside and saw 14 10,000ths on the board, and it was incredible. Just a big shout out to Bluegrass, especially. I mean, I've been racing with this series for about 3 years now. Came back down to trucks to kind of feel things out, get back to where I knew, and kind of getting in a rough patch last couple weeks. And I thought, I got Daytona in my back pocket. I know I can handle at least getting the top 10, and here we are now, playoff racing, going to New Hampshire with at least a little bit more energy to it.
Let's go. Well, that final lap was exciting. I mean, I think the front 5 had the race covered with those green flag pit stops, and then of course a caution comes out with just a couple laps to go, and just gives you new life. When that caution comes out, you kind of I'm sure you probably relegated yourself to, okay, we're going to finish where we are. But when that caution comes out for that green-white checker, immediately what goes through your head, and you start looking forward, trying to figure out, I have a chance to win this thing. How can I get it done? What is your thought process as you kind of reorganize your thoughts? You know, because you kind of let your thoughts just it's over now. We're going to finish where we're at. And then you kind of have to get everything recalibrated there. What were your thoughts as that came out in the green-white checker? What did you start to focus on with your teammate and trying to get up there and maybe get a win?
Well, coming into that last green flag stop, we were, I think, 20th and 21st. Came back out, we were 5th and 6th, or maybe edge of the top 10. And actually, what was crazy was right before that caution, we were catching, I think, 4 to 5 lap cars, and I think we would have had a big one because we were 3 wide deep back there. And I think that caution actually was the bell that rung for us because it kind of saved us. We didn't really know what we were going to do when it came to fuel. So when it came to that, at that point, it was just what did the cards fold and what do we got at the table for us? And just took it lap by lap. And like I said, I give major credits to Michael because even on the restart, he said, hey, we're going to get together and we're going to the front. And even with that front 4 lockout we had on the first green-white checkered, I was like, this ain't going to be easy. So it was definitely a workhorse of a race, and it's just a battle of endurance, really.
Yeah. Well, when the seas parted and you got that lead, man, it was just incredible. Y'all were door banging coming to the line, and you were able to just squeak that one out over David Sheets, who said he was sputtering right into the next corner. So, man, congratulations. Way to stay in it. Way to get that win, and now you're going playoff racing. Congratulations, Jeremiah Hobbs, on your win tonight. It's a big one. Go celebrate. But as always, man, who you got to thank? King sponsor shout-outs.
Yeah, of course, you up here in the booth. Appreciate you and you guys, everyone that's makes this the thing, makes Bluegrass what it is. It's always been amazing to be a part of, even just come race. Even if I wreck out lap 2, it's still fun to come watch the stream and watch everything that's going on a part of Bluegrass. So appreciate everything that. And of course, the home sponsors. We got Hobbs Fabrication, and then we got Hobbs Racing, Nextran Volvo, Madcap Racing Engines, and everyone basically back home watching here in the 303. I appreciate all y'all, and we ain't going to be a first-round exit. I guarantee you that. We're coming into this playoffs with a passion, so call us the underdog, but we're ready.
Well, there you have it. Ooh, I like it. A little bit of, calling his shots. I love to see it. But, man, congratulations to Jeremiah Hobb. I mean, he definitely he said it himself. He kind of stole one there. But, hey, that's why we love Daytona. That's why we love Talladega, because you don't know what's going to happen until the checker flag flies. And Jeremiah Hobbs was there to take home the victory. So congratulations to him. Gets himself into the playoffs. And check the standings Discord thing. If you're in the Bluegrass Discord, check the standings later to see who is going to be in the playoffs. I don't have any live points or any kind of official announcement for you here. But we do know that Jeremiah Hobbs is going to be in the playoffs. So congratulations to him. And congratulations to the field, man. Great job by everybody to have such a good race. Very rarely do you see plate racing where there's multiple green flag pit stops, people being really respectful, taking their time, and not doing anything crazy. You're always going to expect it there at the very, very end, especially when some people had new life on those green white checkers. And so, man, just incredible job by Bluegrass, Jason Collins, everybody that's involved with running this show. Just a great series. So much fun so far for me, and I've had a blast. So let's go through the results, though. You'll see where your favorite driver ended up. Only 4 cautions, one of them being the stage caution, 30 lead changes. They went back and forth. But Jeremiah Hobbs is going to take home the win. David Sheets in second. Michael Robinson in third. John Mollahan in fourth. Brian Terry was able to get that 5th place position. Jeremy Vaughn able to sneak up there and get a 6th. That's good for him in the points. So I think that 16th spot's going to be a little bit nervous because Jeremy Vaughn able to get up there, and he was right there close to the cutoff, before the race started. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out. Wes Wiggin going to be in that 7th position. Bobby Hall Jr. in 8th. Alex Healy. Wow, what a recovery for Alex. And I'm sorry, Alex, but I didn't see that until just now, where he was multiple laps down just fighting to get back on the lead lap and get in this thing. He comes away with the top 10. What a great job by Alex. Incredible job. Sean Kaiser comes home in 10th after being involved in that incident. Kenneth McCullough also in 11th. Barrett Morton in 12th. Thomas Hall in 13th. Christopher McCullough in 14th. Ron Morris Jr. in 15th. Eric Park 16th. Daniel Cunningham there leading that middle line on the white flag, going to come home in 17th. But he's in the playoffs. He is going to take the regular season championship. No skin off his back. He's good. Eric Park, looks like the board has got these guys at a tie. I don't know. It looks like they crossed the line at the exact same time, so it's swapped for me. Chad Ross going to come home in 18th. 19th, Michael Cole. And Dustin Reinstedel in 20th position. Daniel Worthington in the 21st. 22nd, Cody Anderson. 23rd, Jim Kaufman. 24th, Peyton Hubbard. Going to cap off 3 horrible weeks. I'm sure he is ready to get to a race where he can get up there and run up front and get that 5th win. Just been a tough run for him. 25th, Drew Prohl. 26th, Casey Ryback. 27th, Lucas Lyon. 28th, David Brackett up front most of the race. Got involved in an incident. Went 4 laps down. Dakota Shepard in 29th. Carlton Charles in 30th. Michaela Steffes in 31st. Message me. Is it Steffs or Steffes? Sorry. I'll get it right, I promise. Travis Twitty. Man, must have had some sort of issue. He went multiple laps down. I saw he had his camera up with a sweet setup, but it went away, so I don't know if he got disconnected. He comes home in 32nd. Adrian Loyal comes home in 33rd. Derek Puckett comes home 34th. Stephen Page in 35th. And Keith Hackney in that 36th position. Well. Just a great race, y'all. Man, I'm gonna need a couple beers after that. Hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for that one. But, man, that was incredible. Just a great race. Good job by everybody. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to Jason Collins for, or whoever, I think a couple of drivers who reached out to get me connected with Bluegrass. It's a lot of fun. I like this league. It's a lot. I look forward to it every Monday, Tuesday night. Gonna have to bid you adieu after this Tuesday in the Xfinity Series. We'll be broadcasting it. It's something I already had scheduled, but been fun doing the Xfinity Series too. But I mean, the Truck Series, I'm just thrilled to be continuing to broadcast this for the rest of the season. It's gonna be a good playoff run for sure. But yeah, that's it. But this is the time of the broadcast where everybody leaves the broadcast. But I want to say, if you're not subscribed to Bluegrass TV, go there and subscribe to them. If you're not subscribed to VSR and V Speed Racing Network, please go over and subscribe to us. If you're not, if you like what you see, definitely subscribe. And the reason being is it helps cross promotion with all the different leagues. We got 5 leagues that we're broadcasting each week, and we want to cross promote. We want people to see your league and go, oh my God, I got to go race over there, jump in there. We want people from your league to go, oh man, I'm gonna go check their league out. And we all our ships, we rise the tide, raise all ships, you know the saying. But I'm Eddie Smith, man. Another great run here at Daytona. That's why we love that track. It's legendary for these reasons. Exactly. But I'm Eddie Smith for VSRN. We're going to see you tomorrow night. The same thing, Daytona in the Xfinity car. Come out and watch it at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Thank y'all very much. We will see y'all next time. Y'all be good.